Hey, little buddy. How's my hat? I think I've landed here. So this is a little BLM campsite thing. It's free. You just got to get here first. There's no one here now. Hopefully it stays that way. So it's got a little fire pit and a grill, which is cool. There's some sites across the little wash there to hike in as well. So that would have been another option. Went and did some fishing. Got one on and he spit it before he got to shore. It's like my MO, I swear. The wind was really bad out there in the water, so I was like, it's almost, I can't see my watch, 12:10, almost 12:10. It's exactly 12:10, so I was like, you know what, I can go set up camp. It's nice, there's a little breeze. I'm going to actually tie off to that tree and then back to this tree and do a shelter across there, so it should be pretty sweet. The wind keeps trying to change on me, but I think I'm gonna run it this way with my sleep on the inside. I'll show you. Bag's packed a little different this time. Same bag I've been taking, I just can't get away from this Alice pack. I love it, and it's rugged as hell, and it doesn't show any sign of abuse. Since I'm not traveling a bunch on foot, it's a good deal. It is loaded out. I think I finally tore maybe a little stitch on it. I can sew back up, but got my axe in here that I had on my last trip, and then I've got my tarp, different assorted stuff in here, and then my air mattress, and just that little bivvy on the bottom is going to be my ground cloth delay, so I'm not the air mattress directly on the ground. I got to clear out some rocks and stuff. And then I'm going to get this guy line set up and get this going. Hopefully this wind quits shifting on me. Start getting some of this stuff out here. So to save room in the pack, I decided to put the tarp on top because I figure if for some weird reason it rained out here, it can get wet. It's a shelter. So that's the 10 by 10 tarp I used my kayak camp video where I made the little tent. This can be a different setup I've never done before, but I've seen it done a lot and I've been wanting to do it. The thing is it's easier to do when you have trees, so that was kind of a go-to on this. Dinner, this is gonna be good. MRE, I had one of those in a while, and some of you probably never had them. Food bag, miscellaneous, this is what I'm looking for. So in here, just to fall over, off camera it already fell over because the wind blew it over off this little convenient picnic table we have here in the wilderness. My guy line, and I've got some pegs here as well, and random pieces of cord to hang stuff. Anyway, let's get after it. So this bad boy is 550 paracord. I used this in the Utah trip as well. It It has bank line tied on it with Prusik, or Prusik as some people say. I'm not that fancy. A Prusik note. So that these will slide. I'd shown it in my video where I used a homemade canvas tarp that I made out of a painter's cloth, but so you can adjust them. But I'm going to show you when I set up this shelter. But this is all pre-tied, so I don't have to retie it later. It's 30 feet of paracord, and then I have 3 of these on here for tying off with toggles to the tarp. So I just have a bowline tight on there. I'm going to run the rest of the line through it and wrap it around the tree, and then run it to the other tree and do a taut line hitch so I can adjust the tension after I get my tarp on it. So what I've done here is you just run the rest of the line through it, and as you tension on it, it'll stay tight. It's not gonna move anywhere. So that's a good way to do it. It's pretty quick. So now while you're gonna be able to see this, so for this other hitch, you're gonna take the rope, the loose end, the tail, it's gonna go over the top, and you're gonna go one to the inside, two to the inside, and then take that and go one to the outside, back down through it. Enhance. And pull that tight. And then if you want to tighten it, you grab that knot, and that knot will slip. And as you pull the knot towards yourself, it'll make the line tighter. I'm going to redo it higher. I just want to show you guys, so I did it a little lower. So, 10 by 10 tarp. What we're going to do here is let the wind help us blow it out. So I'm going to take this from the back, put it over. I'll show you how it's square, so there's no real long way to do it. You just got to have a corner. Slide these out. Press it nuts I was talking about. So we got the two on the line. So we got like a diamond going on. We're gonna come to the back. We get the back point. We want to go two in just like we did in the front. So there's one, two. It's got all my strings on it from other things. And you're gonna pull that down and taut. And then stake that out. Ooh, I got friggin' pine tar on my tarp. Icky. Oh, this ground's not too bad. If you've watched my videos, you know my thing with ground. All right, that's tight. We're gonna do the other side. Pull this out, go two in, take our stake through our loop, and tight. That last stake fought me. So, you're probably wondering why it looks a hot mess, right? This back part. We're gonna tuck that under. We're gonna peg out these front corners here. That's gonna kind of give us our three sides, so I will show you. For this one, we're gonna go all the way to the end here, the corner. Pull it tight against the rope and against that back peg. And put another peg in it. That one's in. This one. Look at my butt. Pull this one out. And oh, that's the hardest ground in the world. It's just because you all asked. Back part. Go underneath. This will be like a ground sheet. I have a ground sheet, but it's a little one. You can also put a string on the back if you have a tree behind you and pull this out for more room under here if you want to sit. I'm just going to be probably sleeping under it, so I don't care. As for the top, you can pull this over as well if it's going to rain, and you can pull that out and make it pretty good cover there. Some people have like a fire in the front, and then they'll put a space blanket in there and reflect the heat. So I do not. So what I'm gonna do, not my idea, I saw this on the YouTube. I'm gonna pull this through underneath the guy line and just throw it over the top, and then I'll probably tie it back to itself back there so it's not blown all over the place like that. You're probably wondering how you keep that the flap from blowing out. When your stuff's in here, you'll obviously have weight on it so it won't blow out. First time I did this shelter, so I'm starting to really realize why people grab this tie out here, and yeah, because it's pushing on my head a little bit. The wind keeps changing on me, so now the wind's blowing in my face, which it's not going to be too cold tonight, so I'm not super worried about it, but I might try to see if I can tie that out. It's kind of obnoxious, but I'll be able to see my fire out there. It's going to be pretty sweet. Ooh, there's a lizard. Squirrel. Tied out. I tied it to a little tree back there. Something I was going to talk about. I didn't want to spend the money when I first started doing outdoorsy camping stuff on down because it's expensive, but it is super lightweight, and this little thing, it can actually get smaller, is a 30-degree quilt, and it gets smaller than like my 50-degree synthetic one. So you take it out, that's going to be fun. Alrighty, so you take it out, and it will put this in my pocket. See, I told you it was windy, that's why I quit fishing. Take it out, and it looks like nothing, but it will fluff up, and it is very friggin' warm. So I'm going to throw that out here so it can start airing the feathers back out. So that the loft is what's going to create the warmth. It's not the thickness of it. It makes like an air pocket of heat. Hopefully that doesn't blow away. Alright. I have not eaten since breakfast. I didn't bring lunch. Smart. So the bed's set up, my little house. Got some trail mix. Gonna go down. I wasn't quite sure how the campsites would be here because I've never been here before. The actual campground is always booked up. Horse Thief Gulch. That slaps. So I wasn't sure if I would get a campsite or not. I don't know that a lot of people know about this area, so that might be part of the deal. The other thing too is that it's not like a bathrooms. You can't get RVs back here, so I think it deters people from coming in here. So pretty sweet deal though. I'm hoping that wind stays down. I got some firewood. I'm probably gonna do some walking, find some dead stuff. It's gorgeous up here. It's a little higher elevation than Vegas, so temperature's not as bad. Nearly as bad. It's supposed to be like, I think 75 today and then like 45 tonight. So that 30-degree bag will be nice. I have my standard bag of instant coffees and sugars and teas and honey and hot cocoa and all that jazz. Vitamins. For the morning, I got oatmeal, but I also brought blueberries and nanners. They're dried, don't worry, they're not rotten. Powdered milk, probably for the oatmeal and the coffee, and then that is actually instant coffee instead of cowboy coffee this time. I'm just gonna do instant. I may regret it. We will see if that's the case. So, of course, I brought my journal as per usual, so I will be writing in that and just hanging out and enjoying not being at work. Yeah. Feels like it's been forever since I got out, so it's really nice. Just hoping for the peace. I've decided that I want to do a cup of tea I don't want to start my fire yet, so I brought something to show you guys. Obviously, you've seen the Kuxa a billion times if you've watched my videos. So that, out of there, before I dump all my crap out, it is a little stove, and it packs up flat like this. I actually got this at REI on sale. They had a sale that somebody was out there selling their stuff back pre-COVID, when you could touch used items. And so they sold this thing, and it's a titanium folding stove. It's for backpacking, and it is, I think they're like $60, and I got it for $5. So yeah, the deals are the deal. But then with that, and then my pot over here, I can boil water and have a cup of friggin' tea without making a full fire. So I'll show you guys that. It's pretty cool. Trying to make this little section too long here. So we have our cook pot, stainless steel Nalgene, the Kuxa tea, and some honey to throw in that bad boy. So this little thing, it's not that great of a pouch, but it holds it. Here we go with the wind again. It's got these little, it's all pieces, right? We're not gonna use that. That's why it's clean. It doesn't get used very often. Stop. So this goes together like a little puzzle. Then when it's all together, you can either put a fuel cube in it. Some people do. I've obviously done fires in it, and that's why it's gross. But you can just set a little fire in it. So the easiest way to do these, and you'll do them wrong the first few times, you start one piece together like that, get your third. This is called a emberlit stove. There's, I think this is called a fire ant. They make different sizes. There's bigger ones too, but it's supposed to be for backpacking. So the easiest way to do this is to do the 3, and then you have your little plate, and there's little slots in there. Let's see, only 3 of them have slots. So we know that that last one's gonna have a little slot. So those fit in there. It's kind of one of those things that once it goes together, it's rigid, but while it's happening, it's a hot mess express. So then this last one, yeah, it's a puzzle. It's probably why they got rid of it. So it's together. So you put little twigs in here and start your fire, and then voila. Pretty excited. I'm gonna use the fat rope stick for this bad boy. I talked about that in my fire video. Just want to get some of these in here. Not a lot. Good Lord, it's gonna fight me. So hopefully that'll take my spark from my ferro rod. So I just need it to get going just a little bit because they're little twigs. So I hear peoples. Cheers. You guys have seen me split wood about 1,000,000 times. Another trick you can do if you have a smaller piece and you want to knock it down further, you don't want to baton it with your knife, you don't want to try to stand this up and split it, is you can take your axe. It's better whenever it's longer than the handle. You can find a check in it. There's a little crack here. So I'm going to set the blade in there. You want to have something to hit it against. Oh, hit the whole thing against it. If it'll do it. I have to choke up a little bit. There you go. It's a little prettier when you have more practice. I don't do it a lot, but you get the idea. Keep you from having to swing down and hit everything all the time. So just something else to add to your pocket there. That big boy. Pro tip, if you see black moss-ish stuff growing on a rock, it's alive. Don't step on it. Thanks. Who remembers this trek? How much time do we have left? Sun, probably about an hour. It'll be hitting this ridge line here. And then it'll start to get dark in here. So it'll get darker down yonder before it's actually dark out. So we'll still have some light coming through the valley there, but that's exciting because it's only that time, 14:46. Something I noticed I wanted to show you guys. See the sap coming out of the tree? It's like soft. It'll get your hands all nasty. So that's what fatwood has in it. That's what's the flammable resin. It's all that yellow that's leaking out of this tree from where bark had been knocked off of it at some point. So that stuff can be used to make a fire. You can store it for later to rub on like wet wood or something to get it started. It's also a good antiseptic if you have a cut. You can put it on there, and as it dries, it'll almost make like the second skin, kind of like the new skin bandages. So anytime it's leaking out, you're not going to hurt the tree by pulling a little of that off of there and keeping it for later. So good stuff. Okay, so I told you guys about that pine sap. So I didn't have a container because I wanted to keep some of it for antiseptic reasons and fire starting and all that jazz, right? Like nature's resources. And you're not, I'm waiting, somebody's gonna tear me up on this. You're not digging it out of the tree. It's if it's running down the outside of the bark a little bit, it's okay to take a couple of those drops off. You don't want to scrape it dry because that's how it heals. Anyway, I didn't have a container and wanted to keep some. So I have 2 tea candles, right, that I keep my fire kit. So I took the tea candles out of the tins and stuck them in the fire kit because they're wax, whatever. And then I put some in here and then smashed the two together. Eventually I'm gonna get a little screw top thing so I can, you know, keep it more contained, but that'll work. A little MacGyver moment. Pretty cool stuff. So you gotta be careful when you're harvesting it because it gets everywhere, and it's pine sap, so it's sticky. I have decided I'm gonna do a fire like I did in my river trip. I'm gonna blow a tinder bundle into flame. Yeah, that'll be cool. So it'll be the second time I have tried to, well, third time I've tried to do it on an actual trip. So hopefully second success, third time, second success in the outdoors. Anyway, I'm rambling. So I probably got, I don't know, 45 minutes left or so of light. I'm gonna read a little bit and just hang out and enjoy the weather. It's perfect temperature. It's just a little windy. So, but I can get over that. It's been way too long. I'm gonna do some writing in the journal, I think. I don't know. I've been playing with the idea of writing in it. I don't know what I'll write, but I never know what I'll write, and then I end up figuring something out. So, yeah, I am going to do that. My wood's all set up, my fire lay's set up, and I'll show you guys kind of the setup for that whenever I get ready to do the fire. So just like last time, I have collected this bark, dead grass. There's some little twigs and sticks in there. I actually took some of the pine sap. You can see it in there, looks like snot. I figured we got it, why not use it, right? And I'm going to blow this into a fire. So I apologize, last time I did this, I got a bunch of smoke in my mouth and I spit like in the middle of the video, and it was gross. And then I realized that I did it, but I wasn't gonna do it again, so whoops. Just a reaction. So this is some of the denim that I actually did last time. So we're gonna give that a shot. So I have a piece of that. And we're gonna put that in here and see what we get. So we will do the fire steel. Keep the spark. That should be enough. Yep. So that goes in the tinder bundle. Wrap that around it. And then we get our little sticks. Little sticks, bigger sticks. Preparation is the key. That's warm, guys. Boom. That one was easier than the last one, I think. I bet it was that pine tar. Whatever, I'll take it. She's hot. So this is the Warfighter tested, Warfighter approved. Does anybody remember the, was it Kicks or Life? It was kid tested, mother approved. So these things, if you've never seen one, are a whole meal, and they're like, I think they're like 3,000 calories, and they will stop you up. But there's gum in here that's actually a laxative, and a lot of people don't know that. So don't eat it if you're camping. Cinnamon bun, shelf stable. These are not the greatest texture on everything. My military folk will know what I'm talking about. Wheat bread snack, that's pretty hard wheat bread, but toffee cubes. There is a carbohydrate electrolyte powder. I think there was a recall on those, so I stay away from those. This little bad boy has all kinds of good stuff in it. So there's a single package of Tabasco in here, instant coffee. My fingers are gross. There's the laxative gum, a wet wipe, some creamer, a moist towelette for you wordy people, sugar, and a little dry, basically like toilet paper. Could have sold that at the beginning of the pandemic. Chunky peanut butter. I'll rip that open and see what the consistency of that is. That's usually one to go first for shelf life, but if not, I'm eating it. It's got a spoon. I brought my own spoon out of habit. Some grape jelly. And then we get to the meat and potatoes. So this is supposed to be your beverage bag that it tells you exactly how to make your drink in here, and you can drink out of this bag. Yeah, included everything. This is the main entree, the chicken and dump. And this is the heater. When they say do not overfill, if you overfill, this thing will not heat right. It heats like crap. So this thing's got some water reactive stuff in here that'll heat. You will basically take the entree and stick it in here and put it back in here, and then I usually put it back in the bag and prop it up and then let it sit. And it's got all the directions. It's army proof, as we say. So yeah, vapors released. We couldn't cook these inside in basic training. We always had to sit outside and do it. They're pretty cool. They're kind of a nostalgia thing. I did it with my uncle when I was a kid, and I thought they were the coolest friggin' thing in the world. And, you know, a lot of people think they're disgusting, but some of the flavors are gross. There's an omelet. If you get the omelet, you better be dying. I think it sucks. If you put a ton of Tabasco in it and stir it up and, like, cross your eyes, it's not the worst thing. But chicken and dumplings is a good bet. So we'll get to that. I'll show you how that's made. Won't be cooking over the fire tonight, but that's fine. And I forgot s'mores. Okay, enough of the games here. All right, so we got our heater packet. There's a little tear on the top. So you tear that away pretty straight because it'll get wonky. Put that bad boy in your pocket because you love Mother Nature. And then, let's split her open. it's a timing thing. You want to have all your stuff prepared. So you'll take the box, pull out your chicken and dump. I like to make sure it's all kind of mixed up because sometimes stuff can settle like flavor, like the flavor saver. So then get it nice and flat because you're gonna have to jam it in that bad boy. And you take your water. I hope I don't screw this up. And it's not a ton of water. Is that enough? That's enough? Yep. Probably overfilled it. Oh well. Here we go. Which way doesn't matter. Sometimes they have little perforations on them. I like to put this thing like that so that the heater is underneath it. Fold the top down. Take your box. The box by the lowest. Oh yeah, it's getting hot. You can feel it. I like to keep the heater underneath it so it kind of heats up through it. Put it in the box, and then you can put it back in here, and then prop that bad boy up on a rock and wait about 10 mic. Yeah. All right. So dinner should be done. Got my little sit pad here. The biggest problem with these is that it tends to be like a hot pocket where there's really hot spots and really cold spots. So there's a perforated part about the height of the package of your food. And if you're weak, you can't tear it. There we go. Tear that bad boy off. Take that out. Place the small heater bomb. You can make, never mind. You can Google that. So I usually take it and try to mix it up and get the hot with the cold. This looks like it is a sideways packet from the perforations. They put Tabasco in these for a reason, because they know they're not great, but some bird like squealing. I don't know if you could hear that on the camera. So we're gonna pull that bad boy off. Try not to dump that everywhere. Put that back for safekeeping. It doesn't look good, but I'm telling you, I lived off of these things for a week in basic training. And we just sat around on a concrete pad and ate these. So I don't know if you can. It's not bad. It's kind of got if you've ever had canned chicken, it's kind of the same idea. It's not super hot. It's a little bland, hence the Tabasco that I'm about to go get. Yeah, that'll do. I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it at all. Ugh. This is the cinnamon bun. More like cake that's been smashed, but it's not bad. It's a little dry. Maybe they did that on purpose to get you to hydrate. It's not a bad dessert though. Not at all. Yeah, it was kind of weird not cooking over the fire. I'm so used to that, so I think since I'm running out of daylight, I'll just sit here and hang out by the fire. I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna be up at the crack of dawn like usual. Hopefully not by a skunk at 2 a.m. like the river. So if I am and I can get down there before the sun comes up, or as it does, Cathedral Gorge is right down the road. I might go there and try to take some sunrise pictures at Cathedral Gorge, which would be sweet. No s'mores, but this isn't bad. Look at, oh, come on. Oh, there it is. As the sun sets. She's gorgeous. didn't notice, I already have a layer on. It's cooling off fast, kids. So I made some hot chocolate, and I'm gonna drink this bad boy. It's got little marshmallows in it, so it's kind of like a s'more alternative. I think my next trip, I don't know what the next trip will be. I know I definitely want to go like to a different landscape. It's gorgeous here, but there's a lot of places in California that I wanted to go and they got locked down. So now we're allowed to go there again. I just gotta plan it out. It's gonna be a take leave situation though. It won't be a weekend thing, unfortunately. Well, maybe depending on the time. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I'd like to go do some of that. I've got a few hikes and backpacking trips planned. I might try to do a backpacking trip, especially with the weather warming up. It won't be, you know, terrible snow in the mountains unless I get up to a super high elevation. It's warm, so don't worry about my Michael Jackson, so I don't burn my hand in my pot. Yeah. Your crickets already. It's gonna be nice to sleep too. I'm just hoping the breeze stays down so I don't get blown out of my shelter. And then just chill. When I'm tired, I'm gonna go to bed. When I'm ready to get up, I'm gonna get up. That's the beauty of camping, especially by yourself. So I already did the journal thing. It's like a broken record in these videos, but I pretty much do the same thing because it works. Come out and get some outdoor therapy. It's awesome. It makes you forget about the traffic and BS in town and your job and whatever problems you have. To be too deep, but yeah, it's therapeutic, so you should try it. I still need to do a cheap gear video too. I've got, you know, a bunch of cool fancy stuff. This was 25 bucks, so it's not expensive, but you know, cheap stuff that's easy to get. You don't have to order from a bunch of places, you know, like Walmart gear, stuff like that. I think I'm gonna do a video like that. Just like for anybody, any regular person can go camping or take their kid camping. You learn a lot about yourself. So while this tea water gets boiling, I'm just gonna get on here and say there was something I was thinking of. Some places, especially out here, you can't pick dead stuff up off the ground, like anything, because it's protected. Everything around you is protected. So you can't pick up twigs like I'm doing now and burn them. This is BLM land, BLM. So it's Bureau of Land Management, but you can look it up. But it's public lands, so that's a lot of times why you get free camping. But on these, you can pick things up and burn them. The benefit to doing that is that you clear out dead stuff that's on the ground. Obviously, you don't want to hurt, like destroy trees and stuff, but the dead stuff on the ground, if you pick it up and burn it, it's less fuel for a forest fire. So it's definitely good to do. I've been walking around all day while I've had a fire and picking up sticks for when I made my fire and just throwing twigs in here and there, and it's less crap that's there to feed a fire. So definitely a good tip. I'm gonna get this water going for this tea, my sleep tea. I'll probably do that, and then I'm probably gonna lay down before long. It's 8 o'clock now. We'll see how I feel. There's some people down the road across the street that I think they were at the reservoir fishing or something. They just got back. Their kids are all wound up, so we'll wait until they calm down to lay down. Because if I hear a kid scream in the dead of the night, it's probably gonna scare the crap out of me. But it's been good. There's no one here. Still, I'm the only one at this campsite, or this campground over here. The other side's just a flat spot to pull up like a camper. It's got some picnic tables. That's where those other people are. So it just echoes through the canyon, but they're not very close. So anyway, I will possibly catch you a little bit, or I will catch you in the morning. Good morning. I am about to make some coffee. Where's my knife? Looking if. It's chilly out. It's real chilly. And I'm gonna make some instant coffee here. And then I guess get breakfast going too. But I can get coffee in bed now because of not having a tent. I can do it from my bed. Maybe. Oh my God. Function. I made it as the sun's coming up. Ooh, look at all that. Friggin' gorgeous. So that was made by a river running through here, and then it flooded, and then all the water dried up. And now you have this gorge. From the highway, you can't even tell it's here. It's crazy, so I'm glad I made it. I've been meaning to stop by here for a long time, and I haven't, so something else to cross off the list as the sun comes up here. Got a cup of coffee, so I'm gonna drink that and let the sun come up and then get back to the house. So thanks for watching.